Hello everyone. Yeah, we have started. Yeah, thank you. Very good evening. Sorry about that. I was checking my audio settings and mm, welcome again. So today we are going to start our class with the natural language processing. Okay. Before that, to those, let us give 2 more minutes for the people who joined yesterday and who are still joining. Okay, and I would like to ask you this question: what exactly was I expecting from the last class? Okay, yesterday we have discussed on deep learning concept, right? So deep learning, you understood that it is all about neural networks, and a simple neural networks or a single neural network looks like this. Okay, so we have taken this particular example. Okay, and what I was expecting from you is what is the process actually going inside a neural network. Okay, so if you understood this is an input and these are the weights or the importance that we give to input, and this is the hidden layer or hidden node. Since we have only one, so it is a hidden node, and we are so some kind of a processing is happening. One is weighted sum and the other one is applying function on that. Okay, so this kind of a processing is happening inside, and for extra care, or the intuition of a person while crossing a road or not, we are giving some extra variable to it. Here we are calling it as a parameter, which is bias b. Okay, and then this is the output. Finally we will have to decide whether this person can cross the road or not, right? So what we have done is we have taken these four examples. This is first scenario, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. All right, so we have taken this first scenario where this person is crossing the road at 9 a.m, let's say, and the road was not clear and car horn was heard. Okay, so cars were approaching towards him. So we passed these variables 0 and 0. This is the first scenario. We passed these variables, and at last the output generated was 0. Okay, and the second scenario, he waited for a minute, and exactly after a minute he again started. And second scenario, like 0 and 1, and at last we got this output as 0. All right, after all the calculations. And then the third one also same. These are all happening at different times. Okay, we can pass only one variable at once. Okay, so this scenario I'm sending, so we have two inputs, right? So I'm sending 0 0 at once, and I'm generating this output. Okay, so till this point, if you understood, that is well and good, and that's what I was expecting. Okay, and there were questions on w1, w2, and b, right, yesterday. So more at least three questions were surrounding this b itself. Okay, this b can be deeply explained when we introduce you to the activation functions, or when we introduce you to the non-linearity. So bias are something which can shift your curve, horizontally to some point, right or left, up or down, like that. So this b and w1, w2 are assumed values at first. Okay, we were assuming, right, w1 as 1, w2 as 1, and b as minus 1.5 or zero point 0.5, I don't remember. We assumed some values and we have done, right? So these are assumed values, and these are called as parameters. So from the last class, if you understood till this point, as I said yesterday, at least 30% of your deep learning syllabus is completed. Okay, because if you understood these things, the advanced models will look like the hidden layers will be added more. Okay, this is one single layer, right, and we have single node. But the advanced neural network, if you want me to show, this hidden layer will be having multiple layers, let's say hundreds of layers. And all these calculations, whatever we did right yesterday, z equal to w1 x1 w2 x2, those calculations and all we will not be doing as part of our job at all, because we have dedicated frameworks, deep learning frameworks we call, like TensorFlow, Keras, and PyTorch. They are going to look after all these things. Okay. Yeah. So till this point, if you understood, that is well and good. I see some message here. Uh, Newly joined can also there. I thought that it is demo for message. Yeah, thank you, Ramu. And yes, yesterday
Yeah.
the demo. Yesterday it was a demo, just introduction to that deep learning. Anyway, we are going to cover in depth in our classes. Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
Sorry, you're saying something, but
Yeah,
your
yeah.
voice is.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Actually, we
yesterday.
thought that today also it is demo.
No,
So
no,
that's
no.
the reason I pinged in chat.
Okay, fine. So this is what we discussed yesterday. And till this point, so input weights and bias, this process and all, if you understood till this point, that is well and good. Then that is enough. And that's what I expected after the class. Okay, so don't get scared because of the terms like hyperparameters or activation functions, sigmoid, tana relu, leaky relu. All these were part of the doubts asked by our people, and you need not to worry, because we are going to cover all these topics in a sequential manner and in depth. Okay, so for now, yeah, that's what I was expecting. That's I just wanted to say, because yeah, I we can start the session. I see some good count, right, like yesterday. Now, today's class is all on natural language processing, okay, which we called as NLP in short forms. Okay, now let me introduce you to this particular concept. Understanding the intersection of linguistics and artificial intelligence to enable machines to communicate with humans in natural language. So, yeah, let's go to the next slide where we'll get some good understanding. So, but firstly, I would like to ask this question to every one of you, whether a computer can understand the human language or not. Okay, so the first thing here being, we are all chatting with the chatbots every day, right? And we send some questions or information to it, and we expect the answers from it. Okay, but have we questioned ourselves whether that chatbot is able to understand our English language well or not? No, right?
No,
And the answer is no as well, because a computer cannot understand human language, or instead the English letters at all, English, French, or whatever, it cannot understand at all. So whatever the information we send to a chatbot or text summarization or any kind of application we have, it will be converting those words into numbers. Okay, that is the main point you'll have to remember when coming to the natural language processing. And of course, it is applicable to the other data as well, images, videos, or audio, whatever it is going to convert that particular information into the number itself. We call it as a numerical form or vector form. Okay, vector representation. So now, what is this NLP and how it is, being a mediator between a human and machine? Okay, so now we'll see the definition of it. NLP stands for natural language processing, which we already know, and it is a field of artificial intelligence. Yes, obviously, and that enables computers to understand, interpret, and respond to human language, both spoken and written. Yeah, this we have already discussed. Okay, and computers traditionally speak in numbers, but NLP allows them to process and understand human languages like English, French, or whatever. So that is the concept of natural language processing, which allows machine to talk to humans or understand humans or generate text in response to human text, etc. Okay, so this becomes a mediator. Okay, how this is going to work is what we are going to discuss. Before that, just like that, just like yesterday's class, I would like to show you the applications of NLP. All right. So we are using, see, all these are the applications of natural language processing. Okay, text classification, see, chatbots, and we'll start from here because we are using this daily, right? So chatbots and virtual assistant, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, or machine translation from one language to the other, content generation, like emails writing or news writing, like in shorts we have way to SMS, or some other text summarize applications are there, right? So there, and information retrieval like search engines, text summarization, what I have told you here, the same, the content generation here in paras, or our algorithms now can write books itself, right? So content generation is this, and text summarization is summarization of the text. Sentiment analysis is nothing but people, we go to a movie and we give a rating, right? Like in book my show or IMDb ratings, right? Sometimes we give only the points like 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5, and sometimes people give comments only. So this movie is amazing, or this movie was too boring, something like that, right? So a machine can be able to understand that particular sentences as well, and based on that sentence it is able to give a rating itself. Okay, whether it is 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, etc., etc. I'm telling the sentiment analysis in one way. However, there are different uses of sentiment analysis applications. Okay, and then we have speech recognition. Yes, obviously we have the self driving cars, or where voice activation systems are available, right? Even the GPT voice mode or Gemini voice mode, etc., etc. Or in, even if you are using that Teams, right, where it takes up the text and gives you the sentences there, right? All these are applications of natural language processing. And then, yeah, so the domain of NLP is able to do these three main important things: text classification, machine translation, or text generation. Okay, so whatever we discussed earlier, right, the same I have represented over here. Okay, there is nothing new. Yeah, this is our class today. We will understand the NLP process flow. For example, we have this chatbot here. So this is a simulation. I usually use this kind of simulations in my classes in PPTs to better understand the concept in a short amount of time, right? So I have asked this question: what is the weather in Hyderabad today? Okay, this is a question I have asked, and we should know what is actually happening inside that chatbot to respond back, right? So that is nothing but your NLP workflow, and we will discuss about it. Okay, let me adjust my mic. Okay, so the question is, what is the weather in Hyderabad today? This was the question, right? Now, when we provide this question as an input sentence to a chatbot, it will be doing certain sequential steps, right? It follows some sequence. So I'll be writing the sequence of steps over here. Okay. So the first thing, our chatbot internally, what happens is that first it will perform the lower casing of it. Okay. Whatever the text we have given, it will just lowercase everything. Okay, why we are why it will overcase everything, lowercase everything is because, for example, if we have Hyderabad like this, and in other sentence, I mean the following up sentence, or in the same sentence itself, you have another Hyderabad like this. Okay, in the smaller case. Okay, so in this manner, if we have, our model should not consider both the words as two different words. It should consider everything as a single word. right? I mean, Hyderabad twice, it should consider both as once, right? That is the reason. First, it will lowercase. There is a reason why it is necessary. Okay. And the next one, removing of punctuation. Okay. So removing of punctuation means we have only one punctuation over here, set here, which is your question mark, and it removes that question mark as well. And the third one being removing extra spaces, white space of it, if it if the sentences are having like extra white spaces. Okay, this is, all models do not follow this, but there are certain models which follows this as well, removing of white spaces. And then stop word removal. Okay, stop word removal. So this means whatever the common words we have, right? So this is a single sentence. However, if you consider a paragraph, or if you are chatting with a chatbot in paragraph wise, okay, you gave it two paragraphs, you know how it behaves. It removes the very common words like is, the, all these are repetitive words, right? So these won't give much importance to a model. So they might give a good importance to us because they are helping verbs, but to a model they are not required actually. Then, so we'll have to follow some kind of lemmatization or stemming. Okay, so this is nothing but, if for example you have you are saying like let's say Naveen is playing cricket. Okay, so I'm using playing over there, right? But to a model, this particular word is not required because there is already a verb called as play in its corpus, okay, or in its dictionary we can say. So there is a word called as play, and playing is very much related to play. Okay, and it is forming from this. So to a machine this is not required. So we will be the machine will be bringing this particular word to this word. Okay, that is nothing but your lemmatization or stemming. There is a little difference between both those, but at this point of time it is not required. If I would like to show over here, I don't have anything to say, right? The playing, running, or walking, that kind of words are not present over here, so I did not apply that step over here. All right, so once it is done, then the next part is text feature extraction. Okay, so whatever the words you have now, these words will be converted into numerical form. Okay, so yeah, let me remove that. So this is one, right? Or otherwise we will keep everything together. So we have what, right? To what, it will be giving some vector form. Okay, like point 1 uh, comma 0.87, I mean 0.87, right? So 1.3, 1.6 comma 1.8, or 8.9 minus 9.5. This is a random for us, but to a model it has a meaning. Okay, when you go deep into this NLP, to convert a word to this kind of numerical vector forms, I mean these are nothing but your word embeddings. Okay, so the process here what we are following is nothing but word embeddings. So word embeddings are nothing but conversion of a word into a vector, a list of numbers. Okay, in text feature extraction we have multiple methods, and in one of them we have considered this word embeddings. And word embedding is something, it converts each of the letter to some vector form. Okay. So in the same way, um, this weather will also be converted into some vector form 2.5 comma 5.6 comma 8.7 comma minus 0.3, etc. Okay, this goes because based on the model you are selecting over here. So there are different types of models, right? If you do not know, for converting these words to embeddings, we will have to import some models. Okay, like word to vec or glow. So these are two different models which we use thoroughly. Okay, particularly for these word embeddings. Okay, so these are static embeddings. You will come to understand the meaning of each of the word, like I'm using, right? Static embeddings, what is static embeddings, and what are this word to vec, or what are this glow. Okay, so all these things we will be learning in our class, but here the time is limited, so I'm just using the words here, I mean the models. Yeah. So text feature extraction has happened, right? What, whether, and Hyderabad. In the same way, we will have Hyderabad, and in the same way, we will have for today as well. So in this manner, each of the word will be converted into some numerical form. Hope you understood this. So this is nothing but your natural language processing. Okay. Now you should get this out. The first one being how this model is able to convert this word into a numerical vector form. That is one question. And what is the next step? So we got this numerical vector form, right? What is the next step then? Right? These are two important questions we'll be getting at this point of time, right? So what will happen over here is, yesterday I explained you deep learning, right? There I introduced you to this neural network, right? In the same way, for natural language processing as well, we have certain deep learning neural networks which are called as recurrent neural network and LSTM, which we will see in the next slide. All right. So any one neural network we will take up. So let's consider this as a recurrent neural network. Okay, so to this neural network, whatever the values you have here, right, for what, so point 1 will be send as an input over here, point 1 here, and next 0.87 here, and in the same way 1.3, 2.1, these are all for what itself. In the same way, for weather itself, this is at let's say the time is 9:28 here now, right? So first we have sent the these vector form, these numerical values as inputs to our neural network model, and then what we'll do is we will send the weather numerical values are there, right? In the same way, we will send these values again: 2.5, 5.6. These are for weather, and for Hyderabad as well, we will send the values after some time gap. Okay. So let's say these are for what, right? So your input values are these values. These will get processed over here, and this hidden layer will hold that information. So that what information, whatever we shared here, this hidden layer in the first iteration, this is first iteration if you call, this hidden layer will hold this all information, this processing, this information and all it will hold, and then it comes to the weather part. Okay, this is the second iteration for the word weather. Okay, so these values will go simultaneously again. Okay, so now the x1 value becomes 2.5 and x2 value becomes 5.6. In the same way, if your vector is having 300 dimensions or 200 dimensions or even 500 dimensions are nothing but these values, at least at this point of time. So this is first, this is second, this is third. If you have a value like this, 1 comma 2 comma 3, how do you represent this in your xy diagram? No, right? You need to have a z axis as well. So that is nothing but your 3D, right? In the same way, if you have 200 values like that, then it is called as a 200 dimensional. Okay, at least at this point of time you can remember like that. And this now after that you would have got this doubt, right? So how do we decide this 100, 200, 300, etc., etc., right? Dimensions. So word to vec, if you import this particular model, it will generate in higher dimensions, 200 comma 3 or 300, etc. And glow, it starts with 50, 100, like that. Okay, it depends on the model you are taking, and each of the model have its own uses. Okay, that we will cover in depth in the next classes. Okay, now you understood, right? These values will be sent like this. What weather Hyderabad and today, these values will be sent in iterations, and these will be feed to your neural network. And some kind of, see, first we send this what word information, right? The hidden layer will be having that information, and next you are sending weather, right? The hidden layer now is having the second words information, and third one you are sending, right? The hidden layer will be having the third, and fourth also, like that. So now the hidden layer is having all four words information with it, complete information of the sentence. Okay, now this after processing, it will generate an output, and based on this output itself, we will understand. Of course, it will create a one dimension afterwards. Okay, one dimensional value for all this entire sentence. Okay, so whatever the neural network you select for this particular purpose, today's last, okay, that's a message, right? Okay, so whatever the neural network you take up over here, okay, it will be having both encoder and decoder architecture inside. So the encoder architecture will be taking up this information, decoder will be it will be doing its operation of generating the text, or classifying the text, etc., etc. That kind of information it is going to take. At this point of time it might confuse you, that's the reason I'm not saying. But at the end of this output, we are able to say, right, whether this is a question, and this question must be answered, or this is a question, this must be given a response like yes or no, or 0 or 1, which is like a classification. So in that manner, this neural network is going to behave. Okay, so now if you recall yesterday's session, why I introduced this particular example and told you multiple scenarios is to continue that explanation in this NLP concept. Okay, in fact, if I wanted to tell you deep learning, I would have told or explained you in a simple way, without taking up all this information, right? This would have confused you a little bit yesterday. Okay, but if I want to explain the class for NLP today, again these neural networks are coming. Okay, so yesterday somebody has asked a question whether deep learning and NLP are related or not, right? Yes, deep learning and NLP are related to each other. Okay, and the NLP models depend on some of the neural networks like RNN and LSTM. Okay, so that we will see. Okay, after this multiple calculations will be happening. Okay, that is not required. If you understood till this point, this is well and good, because you understood all these steps, right? Lower casing, removing punctuation, removing extra spaces, stop word removal, lemmatization, stemming, etc., etc., right? So that is well and good. Now let me go to the slides once again. Okay, so this part, whenever you send this particular question to a model, it immediately, this kind of processing will be happening inside it, and at last it generates the output. So that is the beauty of NLP. Okay, Now if I wanted to tell you, there are number of methods like ngrams or tf idf bag of words, word embeddings, settings, contextualized embeddings. Okay, so there are multiple methods which comes up in nlp, and each of the method will have a thorough understanding. Okay, so for example, if you take this text pre-processing itself, this is text pre-processing, right? This is a text pre-processing. Here you will be having multiple methods. Feature. Okay. Feature extraction. If we take this particular example, we have multiple methods like bag of words, tf idf, tf idf, and word embeddings, etc. In the same way, for each of these steps in NLP, whether it is text processing or text, feature extraction or whatever, you will be having certain methods to follow. Okay, and each of the method we are going to discuss in our class for at least 20 minutes. For example, this bag of words, if you take, this is going to be used at certain point of time, right, in NLP, and this particular method we are going to discuss for 20 minutes. Okay, and tf word embeddings, this is the example I have taken for word embeddings. Okay, and there are contextualized embeddings as well. Okay, so all these things we will have a deep discussion. For now, nlp, whatever we discussed, right, it is just 10% or not even that, maybe less than 10% of we just understood the essence of nlp. Okay, less than 10% of the concept. We have lot of other where we will detailedly look at the points there. Okay, now I just kept some of the simulations on the neural networks. Okay, so I have taken the recurrent neural network here. So in deep learning, you know uh, to keep it simple, so people came to know the importance of natural language processing. Okay, so they found a way to communicate with the machine or an algorithm, right? And in 1960s, a recurrent, after the deep learning was introduced, the first neural network which was introduced for particularly nlp is this recurrent neural network. Okay, and if I built a chatbot on recurrent neural network, you can see how it is going to respond. Okay, that is the reason I kept over here. This is a simulation. Of course, this is not the continuation of what we discussed earlier, but but this gives you a very good idea. So to this chatbot, I have introduced to myself here. My name is Naveen. I'm from Hyderabad. The climate here is very warm during summer here. Okay, so it replied very well, hello, how can I help you today? So I said I'm working on comparing different neural network models. Okay, it said that sounds interesting. What specific models are you comparing? And the next question comes up. I again asked it, can you remind me what my name is and which city I'm from? It immediately said, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name or city. And then again I asked one more question, what did I mention about the climate in Hyderabad? And it says, I don't recall you mentioning anything about climate. See, this was the first recurrent neural network which was designed for producing the text. Okay, and it was okay, right? It is at least a machine is able to at least respond to your message, but it is not understanding what information we gave earlier. Okay, this is the biggest limitation of this recurrent neural network. Okay, the limitation over here is it forget. So to tell you simply, it forgets. So this is a memory retention. Okay, I said, right, I'm from this is Naveen and I'm from Hyderabad. When I came to that particular point of Hyderabad, it forgets my name here. So the memory retention keeps on decreasing. So this is the biggest limitation of RNN. And then we got LSTM here, and LSTM was introduced. And LSTM also has this limitation, but not whatever we have for RNN. Okay, still it is suffering with these kind of problems, long term dependencies, but it was well and good. If you see here, you can understand that. Okay, so you understood, right? This is little bit better than your RNN. Okay, this came in around let's say 1985 or something. This neural network for NLP for generating the text. Okay, but this was not up to the mark, right? There then was the time people have introduced. I mean, this was in 2017, which changed the way we look at the text generation models. Whatever you have today, like chat gpt, claude, gemini, etc., etc., all of the llms we have today completely depend on this transformers concept, self attention mechanism. Okay, so yeah, somebody is asking a question, but we'll give a time for that. Please hold on a second, right? You can hear my voice, right? Or are you facing it?
Yes, yes. No, no, yes,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, fine. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. So yeah, transformers, this created a revolution. Okay, when I say that all of the llms are dependent on this particular concept, you should understand its importance, right? Yeah, attention is all you need is a paper, and these are the people from working in google who introduced this particular concept. It was in 2017 exactly. And after 2017, many gpt models have come, right? OpenAI itself, it released gpt 1 to 3.5 with 175 billion parameters, and then uh, and all, we have many other llms, right? So yeah, so we have a question. Is this memory also called as context window? Yes, exactly. Yes. Long-term dependencies in other way can be called as your limited context window, and it is the biggest limitation of a LLM, which we will discuss in our classes thoroughly. All right. So yeah, and I think now it's a time for me to take up any kind of questions, because it's already 9:45, and I would like to say at this point of time, right? So whatever you have seen here, these are not in sequence. That is a thing. Please keep in mind, because we suddenly jumped from this NLP concept where we did not introduce any kind of methods like this. Okay, bag of words, word embeddings, a TF-IDF for unigrams model, etc., etc. We did not introduce anything over here. Okay, because they are all concepts which takes a lot of time. Okay, and I cannot fit all those things in this 1 hour of class. Okay, 1 second, please. Yes, yeah. So, and we have a time constraint, and I could not explain all this. And from tomorrow, I mean from Monday, your zoom link is going to change, and you'll have to register first, and you will be provided with a separate zoom link, and where you can continue your classes. And as I said yesterday, right, this is a job oriented program. I'm telling you once again. So there are some places, right, some kind of gap was provided while I was explaining, right? So when I said word to wek or glow, so you immediately you get that doubt, right? What are those, right? So I cannot tell about that at this point of time. I could simply say this as a they are all models which are used for converting your text to numerical form. Okay, but in the class, we will go in a sequential manner, and you will get all the information in a in-depth manner. Okay, now I'm going to write what is the syllabus again. People are asking, and some of them have joined as a new, and they do not know this information. We are going to start our classes with python, where we'll discuss both the basics and advanced. All right, and then we will have statistics, stats, and maths. Okay, then we will have machine learning basics, and then we will start with deep learning, NLP, and basic generative AI. and advanced generative AI. Okay, so this is our curriculum in a short way. If you need a detailed curriculum, you can check with our management. Okay, I'll give it a updated one soon. And what we are expecting from you for attending this course is nothing. So as I said earlier, we are going to start our classes from Python, where we are going to take you from the basic level to the advanced level. When I say advanced level, we are going to cover the libraries as well, whatever required, NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, etc. Okay, and Python libraries in NLP also comes up, right? NLTK and Spassy, Gensim, etc., etc. Those are all part of your NLP. So the all these will be provided in a sequential manner and will be taught in detail. That is the reason we have are advertising this as a job oriented program, and we do not need any kind of prior knowledge to join this course. Okay, and someone has asked this question: what is the duration of the program? It will be for 3 months. Okay, this is for 3 months. And and the time being 9 p.m. ist to 10 p.m. ist. Okay, so for 1 hour, Monday to Friday, we are going to have classes. Monday to Friday. Okay, and if so, somebody has asked a question. Yeah, there are multiple questions. What is the course duration? I have already answered. Real project will be covered, obviously. Again, if you ask me, we are going to have this is project related matter. Okay, regarding the course. At first, we will have mini projects for each and every concept. Okay, for every concept. This is the first thing, and then we will have when I explain you the concepts, we will be solving some math problems also, because we believe if you understand the math behind that particular model or the code, you can understand the concept very nicely. Okay, so we will be covering multiple math problem as part of this course, and mini projects I said, right? For every concept we will be having, and along with that we will have exercises and assignments. Okay, so this is a second thing, and mini projects you will have to deploy. We will create some gen AI applications like chatbots or etc. In firstly we will cover in the local system. Okay, we will deploy our generative AI web app or the chatbot in our local system, and then we will use open source models. The project involves using open source models like Llama, Falcon, etc. Okay, so once we cover project with open source models, we will be going to the based models, the state of the art models, which are again OpenAI, ChatGPT, or Claude. Using those API keys, we will do some projects. Okay, and then we will be proceeding with the cloud, where we will introduce you to the AWS and Google, and then we will do the cloud deployment, where we will have this real time project. Okay, this is the flow of projects. Of course, there are some kind of projects which we follow over here based on the Hugging Face transformers using transfer learning. Okay, so when I say that this is a job oriented program, I should stick to that first, right? So if we explain one project, some part of the knowledge you would have already received by the end of that project. But To have a complete knowledge, we will have to take you from a very basic level, how we will have to import the libraries. So how, for each and every concept we can write the code, right? So we'll start from there, and then we'll use the Hugging Face transformers to do some projects. And then in the local system we will deploy our chatbots using some front end application, like Streamlit or Gradio. And then we will take up this open source models, Llama, Falcon. Okay, and we will take up this API key based models, and we'll create some applications using this OpenAI chat GPT. And then we will deploy the code in the cloud, right? We are going to have two capstone projects at the end. Okay, capstone projects at the end, one on AWS and the other on Google GCP. Okay, so this is to tell you, or to keep things short. Okay, I will show you the course curriculum. By that you would get some idea. So let me show that course curriculum as well. I'm keeping that somewhere. Mm, jeez. Mm, I don't remember whether this is a fresh one or the previous one. Okay, one second. Yeah, you can request the management to provide you the course curriculum, but it looks somewhat like this. Okay, we will start with Python. Hope you can see the screen. We'll start with Python, and then we will cover the machine learning essentials which are required for generative AI. And then we will proceed with the deep learning. Okay, I kept only few points here. Okay, I did not. If I want to make this course curriculum, I can even keep it 10 pages. Okay, keeping everything what we are going to discuss in each and every line, but I did not keep them. Okay, and natural language processing, this itself has many models, right? Like a bag of words, unigrams, etc., etc. But all those things I did not keep, like t. So here I mentioned some, but of course, if I want to keep this particular concept itself, it comes till the end of the page. Okay, and foundations of generative AI we will cover. Transformers we are going to take, then embeddings part, and we will cover the LangChain, RAG in depth manner, and Llama index, and we will go for fine tuning. And at last we will see the deploying of generative AI applications. And at last we will complete our course with the capstone projects, AWS and GCP. Before that we will use cloud itself and build some of the mini projects. Okay, so yeah, this is the course curriculum. I'll keep an updated one for sure, but this is how it looks. Okay, yeah, that is, yeah, to your question, Carlos. So real project will be covered. Yes, enterprise grade projects we are covering. And of course we will have mini projects as well. It is, we will start with zero, and then we are going to end with 100%. Okay, so whenever you attend this interview, right, so you will be having thorough knowledge on generative AI up to mark. Okay, we will not be covering in detail of agentic AI concepts, but we will introduce you to the agentic AI. And then whatever the prior knowledge required for agentic AI, that part and all we will cover. We will have a brief introduction to agentic AI, but whatever the knowledge you require for attempting any interview on generative AI, you will be ready by the end of this course. Yeah, and I know Python and NumPy and Pandas how much additional benefit in terms of generative AI concepts. Like, yeah, so if you know Python, NumPy, and Pandas already, most of the code you write, right, why we are using Python. Python, so the same coding of generative AI can be written in Java as well. But we use mostly Python in our projects or in real time, all right, because it has those dedicated libraries already. Okay, when coming to this pandas or numpy, so these kind of libraries already dedicated, required for generative AI, right? That is the reason we are using for Python. And if you know Python already, you will understand how we are writing the code and why we are writing the code in generative AI. It starts from deep learning itself, right? So there you will get a very good understanding. Including Python. Yes, including Python, yes, 3 months. Correct. 8 GB RAM laptop. So we have another question. The question is whether 8 GB RAM laptop is enough or not. Okay. Yes. You do not need a laptop separately for learning generative AI, because we have many online based sites like Google Colab, applications like that, Google Colab or Kaggle, where we can practice, and we can even run the code there, right? But for fine tuning and all, you will be requiring some set of these things, but in cloud we could do that, because AWS and GCP, GCP will give you 3 months some points, $300 worth points to you, and even AWS as well. So they have some limited like 3 months and 12 months. So in that period you can practice a lot in generative AI. That is enough for you. Okay, so you need not to worry about that laptop and all. By the end of training we'll be able to design our own LLMs, obviously. So LLMs, when you say a large language model, from Hugging Face transformer, somebody has asked a question, like, will I be able to design our own LLMs at the end of this course or not? Yes, when we cover this Hugging Face transformers itself, this is like a repository where most of the companies will keep their old models like GPT-1 2 or whatever the models they keep in this particular repository, and we can use them for free. Okay, they are also language models as well. So when we write or practice at this point of time, you would be already in that stage to develop an LLM. Okay, so image generation project will be there or not? No, sorry, image generation project won't be covered in this program. Okay, because if you see the jobs available for generative AI, 85% jobs we have today are based on the text related only, like LLM, LangChain, RAG, Llama Index, etc., etc., right? So that is the reason we articulated and framed this course for that purpose. Okay, to keep you in this. More than 85% actually. Image generation projects will not be covered. If you need a basics of it, like on GANs, VAEs, or this convolutional neural network, computer visions, so we could provide you the basics of it. Okay, will you provide material for the course? Yes, obviously we are going to provide a material for this course, and whatever the slides I have shown you, right? So in the PPT we are using some shortcuts or mind maps, right? All those mind maps, whatever are important, we will be putting that in a study material, and of course we will give a detailed explanation of each and every slide under it. Okay. um I see two courses. So there is another question: are we not using the classic AI ML? So I didn't get as part of this course, or you're asking generally, Vikram? I did not get. And there is one question. I see two courses are offering DurgaSoft, GenAI, or the GenAI development. No, you can contact with the management on this particular question.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So are we not using the classic AI ML in the market in the real time projects? Still, I did not get in the market. Yes, obviously we had this. So I understood this in a one way. Okay, so there are multiple machine learning jobs. Okay, if you go to Naukri, you have lots of machine learning jobs. So that is nothing but your classical AI and ML. Okay, and the advanced technology we have right now is generative AI. Okay, so now the job market is booming for generative AI, and it is going to start from this year. I'll show that. I would like to show that here as well. Mm, yes, deep learning, right? Introduction. Mm, yes. So if you would like to know the job market for generative AI, you can refer to any of the job portals or see this is from one of the companies like Bain and Company. It said that there is a huge talent gap. 1 million talent gap is going to have in India itself. Okay. Uh, so talent gap in the sense like if you have 2 million AI jobs, we the HR, they have to find 1 million people to fill the other positions. Okay. And if you see the India's AI job vacancies, you can see in 2025, let's wait till it comes here. It's not coming, yeah. So if you see in 2025, we are getting some huge talent gap and multiple vacancies on AI technology. Okay. And most of the people who are working in machine learning as well, they need to understand the generative AI as well, because the skill set of artificial intelligence engineer is expanding. Now it is at generative AI. So even if you are a person working as ML engineer, you should know the Gen AI knowledge as well. Okay. So you want to work as ML engineer itself, because we are going to use the methods of generative AI in your machine learning job as well. Okay. Yeah. And
Hi,
I
sir.
see some other questions. Better to have classes on Saturday as well, Saturday and Sunday. Sorry, we are actually we will have to do that as per our planning. We will go from Monday to Friday only, Monday to Friday, 9 to 10 p.m. All right.
Hi, Naveen, sir. Is there
Yeah, yeah.
any coding is required?
Coding and all, it's not required. I
Okay.
mean, for this course, attending this course, okay, we are going to learn Python, right? So uh, we are going to start from the very basics of Python. So if you attend this course from the beginning, you need not to have prior knowledge of any coding.
Okay, sir. Once done the course, we can
Hmm.
put the resume experience like 2 or 3 years. Can
Yes,
we?
yes, yes, you can keep it. Yes, obviously you can keep, because generative AI, if you see, it has come up in okay, the jobs and all you are seeing from 2023. Okay, from 2023, that too at the end November December only. So after completing this course, you can keep that particular experience.
Okay.
Okay, if you keep some 4 to 5 years of experience, people won't believe that, but still we can keep whatever the frame
So
we.
statistics means what you covered, sir. Like any algorithms can we expect or what? Is it
Yeah, like here stats and maths are basics or whatever is required. Gen AI, limited to that particular Gen AI knowledge only. So we won't be covering more on statistics. Okay. Why? Because it is not required. That is one thing. If you are a ML engineer where you work on conventional methods, like KNNs or Decision trees, etc., etc., there you need a lot of statistics, mean, mode, or median, those kind of concepts very well. Okay. But as part of generative AI, you just need the basics of it. Also you need not to, so as part of our program also we are not covering this especially. Okay. So these concepts will be coming here in generative AI or advanced generative AI. We will be mixing these concepts over here.
oh,
So in deep learning, if you take gradient descent is there, and to understand that particular concept, you should need some basics of statistics. There we are going to discuss about the statistics. Okay, the complete statistics is not required.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Yes, and there is one more question. AWS SageMaker. Okay, so this is not a question. Yeah. So hope you got that.
And one thing, sir, yesterday actually I am not attended class. Can we
Okay.
expect backup class or what?
You can see the recording, right? So if you request the management, they'll provide the recording, or I think it's already available in the
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
They would have already
Actually,
uploaded that.
I seen your recording in the 18th of May. You already you DURGASOFT people are upload that workshop, sir. 1.5.
That yes, yes, that is different. That is different. So if you need, the people, I think they'll send a link to you
Okay,
separately. If, okay, you can request the management; they'll surely send you. But of course, it is not required. So if you are going to start the classes from Monday onwards, right? We will
okay,
be anyway having a deep coverage of that deep learning from zero level in the coming classes after
that is
we
better.
complete the Python and machine learning, right? So
Yeah,
that would be enough. Okay, it's not required. If you have time, you could simply go through Python and get some glimpse of it. Okay, and then as I was saying, from Monday onwards we are going to start this session, right, from May 26th. Okay, from May 26th we are going to have the live classes. And as I said yesterday, uh, we have a special faculty for covering this Python along with the basics of ML. He is working
okay.
as a AI product manager in Gartner.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we have him here. Mr. Banu, if you are here, could you please introduce yourself to the audience? Yes, we can hear you, Banu. Yeah, that is one thing.
Is anyone
And the
speaking?
other one, yeah, yes, yes, please. Someone's saying something, but I think there is a
No,
gap.
we could not hear for a few moments. I thought if someone is speaking on mute, no problem.
Okay, 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 fine. So, yeah, to those who did not attend yesterday's or day before yesterday's class, okay, we were discussing yesterday. We discussed about deep learning, and the day before yesterday, we discussed a overall picture of artificial intelligence, generative AI, and machine learning, and what are the differences between them. Okay, yeah, and if you'd like to see some of the features that I already said, right? So you need not to have any kind of prior knowledge. We are going to cover from the basics, and this is going to be a 3 months course. And of course, it may extend or it may decrease based on the if you need more coverage. Like somebody is asking about image generation methods, right? So for that we need to take some extra classes. It's not part of our curriculum, but if there are people who is having interest on that, we should cover that as well, right? So in that scenarios, even after we told you to attend for the interviews, right, we will have some classes on that if it is required and people are really interested about that. Okay, that is one thing. And as I said earlier, you would have already seen this. I will be using these kind of simulations as part of my presentations to make the concepts look easier. Okay, at this not that particular thing like deep learning, or I would like to show some
So sorry for interrupt, sir. Can we expect any placement assistant like in your circle, like connections?
yeah, no, actually, basically I take up interviews from for my company only, but I
Wow.
could not suggest your resumes or something like that. Okay, I cannot do that, but you can check with the management. They, as they already sent multiple people for the placement, they will have a good context than me.
Okay, sir. That is better.
Yeah. So yeah, this kind of this architecture and all, if I draw these kind of things in the notepad or somewhere, it takes a lot of time, right? So instead of wasting that time, I usually keep these things or simulations like that, okay, to have to give you a proper idea, okay, within a short amount of time. So yeah, so these are the things I would like to cover, and if you have any questions, we can discuss, otherwise we will wind up
are
the
you
session.
using f- are you using a FigJam to draw the diagram and text? You are
This
using FigJam?
yeah, yeah, Fixum we can use, but I'm not using here. I'm not
Huh.
using.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. This is not a FigJam. Then what?
So this is, we will discuss about this. This is a beautiful AI
Yeah.
where the
Okay.
animations will come up, but
Uh-huh.
this takes a lot of effort as well. So we'll have to write some
Okay.
code on
Okay.
React. So as a generative AI trainer, I know how to use the AI tools properly, right? So I use them and I
Okay.
simply modify them and keep it over here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, in the class, you will provide the material or Durgasoft will provide the material?
I'm going to provide the material.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's already 10:10, and if you have any questions, you can ask me, or we'll wind up the session. Okay.
Sir, any data structure is required for this? Yeah.
Data structures and all not required, sir. Whatever I mentioned over here, right? The skill set, so that is enough. The Python, stats, ML basics, deep learning, and all. This is
Uh,
well and good.
No, no, during generative AI interview. So
Ah, okay. Okay.
during that interview will ask this data structure kind of question. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Correct. Yeah.
Sir, from last question, in the market, like so many people are using some AI tools, right? And they can
Mhm.
showcase some scenarios like, they are booking some product and like that we can expect, sir, once completion of course, we can also doing like that.
I didn't get what is product and who are all
No,
advertising that.
no, no. I mean, my question is in the market, like so many people are using some AI tools, right?
Mhm.
So they are
Yes, yes.
showcase some, a product. They are booking some add to cart and that flow.
Ah,
So,
that and all, it's not part of this
Use
AI.
cases
yeah,
and case studies. Yeah.
so that's what I'm asking, sir.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. So from Monday onwards, whoever enroll to this course, they'll be having a separate Zoom link. Okay. So for enrolling and all, you can check with the management and they'll help you. Yeah. Thank you so much and thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. If you have any questions, you can ask the management itself and they'll be able to answer anything. All right. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Naveen.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.